Welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. Last time we did the final quest for the Dame, Isabel. Also, we found out her real name is Clara. I believe it was Clara. So I guess whenever there's a Final Fantasy character with a secret name, it's always going to be Claire something. Because as we know, Lightning's real name in Final Fantasy XIII is in fact Claire. So, this is a new quest. This was not originally here. But there's no more quests outside of the hideout right now. So we have 5 more quests to do, unless any more just pop up, which is very possible. I'm gonna do this one next.
Cid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Cid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
We'll be.
Are you gonna be a party member?
Going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Cid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
How long has it been since the jailers of Balmung abandoned their charges? Without food or water, they won't last long.
This might finally take us to that arena-looking place. It sure does. There it is. Yep, that just...
Near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
That just makes me believe even more that this will in fact... these will be the last quest to do, and then where we go to next will be the end of the game. I wouldn't mind getting to a solid, even level 50 before tackling on the final bosses. The final area will probably end up being a dungeon, and then we'll come across the final boss fights. It's probably not just as soon as we get there the final boss fights start. if I had to guess, it probably is like a dungeon, quote unquote, a dungeon. Hate these fucking things. Motherfucker. I think Titan probably is the best way to deal with them. Yeah, let's try. That Lich is so gonna get me while I'm trying to fuck with these things.
Fine hand. There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the Wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether stick is there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of life.
Balmung Dark. Writ of designation. The Kingdom of Waloed hereby designates this facility a prison for the detainment of bearers both foreign and domestic. The purpose of this facility is to rear and train a Kuza beast for deployment in the field. The aforementioned purpose is a matter of strictest secrecy, and any mention thereof is to be punishable by death. Captive bearers have been provided solely for the pursual of the aforementioned purpose. Express permission is required for use of bearers in any other capacity.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Recommendation concerning Kuza beast deployment. The Kuza has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment of the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercise conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that bear captives be employed in order to draw enemy focus, and the beasts then driven into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal loss of Waluder lives.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
Memorandum on Kuza beast feeding. Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza entrusted in our care, or to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bears assigned to fight beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of his training. Assigned to fight beside in a mock battle conducted as part of his training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that live bears may even be its preferred source of sustenance. While this behavior is unexpected, it is not unwelcome. Bears no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared. Nothing but a caching down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even. And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment. If we don't find any survivors, we've risked our lives for nothing. Take care. That creature might still be here somewhere.
Well, there's something here waiting for us. You wouldn't have gotten that note if there wasn't.
Let's see what we can find down here.
Try and hold R2 too early. Like, I'll go ahead and hold it down before the prompt comes up, I guess, and it can't register that way. So I have to release it and hold it back down again for it to register. Yada yada. But why and how exactly is this place not... Is this... Bleh. Well, why and how exactly is this place not a part of Vivian's maps? Because that's what they said when we first came across this place. I couldn't enter it. It's a trap.
Survivor. It just sounds close.
1 second. Let me just pick this thing up over here. If the game wants to be crazy, it should have made it to where if you do go over there and pick that up, the girl goes missing. Or something.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards, they're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Chadwick sent you.
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
We have to run!
You're safe now. We won't let it hurt you. I'll look after the girl. You teach that thing a lesson.
Let me just switch up my moves here. I'll keep the experience thing on, because I'm that confident.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
A blue behemoth. What's up? I guess this is one of the hunts. Knocking out two birds with one stone then.
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
Go. got that in. Hell yeah. That's definitely gotta be the most damage I've ever done. Alright.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the curse breakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Even more hunts? We'll just make sure to tackle them later. probably in the, but there she is. Never mind.
Haida Marie has taken a liking to her new home. How her spirit survived Balmung Dark unbroken, I'll never know.
Ty's tea stop the fits.
You nearly collapsed back there. It's just a touch of the virus. I'll be fine.
Is Haida Marie not added to the hideout?
What do you think happened to Miss Middledole? I heard she was kicked out of the university.
Miss Shirley says your books made quite an impression on the children. You've inspired them all to become writers themselves.
Is that so? We'll need to find some more parchment then.
Who's Miss Middledole?
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No? Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Middledole. She's been acting strange. Very strange.
I guess they're talking about the teacher.
Never around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said, in the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Right after she got back from saving me from Stonear.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Quite a battering on the way there and back.
Calling Middledole.
Break it, did you, Sid?
I should have known that.
Really should be more careful around Miss Middledole's inventions. Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Middledole back together? She seems really sad.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning.
Miss Shirley says we're not allowed in the dungeon. But Miss Middledole doesn't mind.
Mid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't see her to the skies, nothing will.
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordill. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, Strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
They make an oil down at the docks in Oldhill that's as slippery as the sea nasties they render it from. With that and the bone I told you about, I shall be able to finish the prototype.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Miss Shirley says we're not allowed in the dungeon. Midadol doesn't mind.
But then again,
All right, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
I do. And I know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Karava, near Bidza, or what's left of the village anyway. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
Is this also tied to a hunt?
Normally I wouldn't recommend going anywhere near an adamantus, let alone one that's had a few centuries to let its temper simmer. They're mean bastards, and they only get meaner with age. Why do you think the village of Old Bidza was abandoned?
I guess this will just be another boss fight. So I'll just keep my move set the way it is.
Here we are again. Karava. If you were a tortoise, Torgal, where would you hide?
That looks like a tortoise.
It looks like we found him. Too slow. Nice try. Waken wind!
Fuck. Ah, fuck that up.
If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
need some oil from here. Luckily, it's just sitting right here for the taking.
Mid's oil. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all. I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype. Mid, tell me this is all you need.
You make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realized I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0. And a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
Wait. The children...
Fortnite.
When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would the... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog. Don't look at me like that, Clive. I already apologized to Blackthorn. Miserable old bugger. Besides, you can't expect me to keep track of every nut and nail floating about this place. It's a mess.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Not exactly. She seems preoccupied.
Sid! Is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship!
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you three can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set of scales.
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find. All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if Mid needs them.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your hoard. Just in case.
Thanks, Sid. Back for another part? We've got screws and bolts and nails and knobbles and noodles and,
Well, did they have it?
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? He's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place... well, you just wait and see. That should do it. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
You're just coming to this realization now?
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
I want to build an airship. I want to build an airship. Wait a minute. If I build an airship, it could be used in war. Fuck it. I'm throwing away all my shit. It just all seemed kind of sudden.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
All right.
What shall I do with your model? You spent a lot of time on it. We both did.
What, that old thing? Not healthy to cling to your failures, Clive. They'll weigh you down, you know.
Sound advice.
Still, I suppose my prototypes will probably be worth a fair bit when I'm as famous as Bart's the Builder. Seeing as you're always strapped for coin, suppose I can give it to you. Just make sure you get a good price when you do come to part with it.
I mean, it's already been given to me.
You're not leaving already, are you?
Couldn't you have chosen somewhere a bit more down to earth for your chat with Ultima? Then I could have come with you, finally made a name for myself, instead of sitting on my ass while his Imperial Fancy Pants gets all the glory.
Make a name for yourself.
Without the Enterprise, we wouldn't have saved Jill, wouldn't have made it to Ash, wouldn't have escaped from Stone here with our lives. None of this would have been possible had you not followed your dream and kept your promise to Sid. Now I must keep mine.
You better bloody I'd do and all.
Or I'll be having his name back. Give it to Gav, maybe, or Jill. Hey, definitely Jill.
Enjoy it while you can, Clive.
'Cause once that crystal's cracked, I'm going through with my plan. Won't be easy turning my back on a dream I chased for so long. But you know what the best thing about dreams is, Clive? They're never in short supply. We keep talking like I'm the only one ever to have set her sights on the skies, when there might be someone up there already.
Imagine that, eh?
Hey, maybe when his Imperial Fancy Pants gets back, I can ask him to take me up there so I can see for myself.
Till then, though.
I'll be down here with everyone else, dreaming away.
Be seeing you, Clive.
I just want to say on the record that, you know, just put it out there that, this game does have some lookers. This game has a good pool of chicks that are waifu material. I mean, what Japanese game doesn't, right? Just 4 more treasures to find. Well, there only seems to be 3 quests left, and I need 4 more treasures, so the math ain't mathin'. Unless I somehow get 2 treasures for 1 quest. Which I guess is not entirely impossible. Either that or more quests are going to pop up. Which is also very possible. Alright, well, I'm going to end this one here. Until next time.